Breaking news, Secretary of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas facing the Senate Judiciary Committee right now, answering questions from Senator Lindsey Graham. Let's listen in.
Individuals.
Before they got on the plane.
If I may, Senator, all of the individuals who arrived in the United States have been screened.
That's not, listen, I'm not trying to trick you. I'm trying to ask a simple question. We've had thousands of people that got on C-17s and flew out of the most chaotic situation I've seen since the fall of Saigon. And I'm asking you, before they got on the plane, how many of them were vetted by the United States? Can you tell me what percentage?
Senator, I would posit, and I will confirm this, that well over 99% of them were fully screened and vetted before they boarded a flight.
Okay.
If, in fact, any of...
Where do you get that information from?
May I, Senator?
Sure.
If, in fact, they were not, they were screened and vetted while in flight, and if any derogatory information was adduced, they were placed in immigration enforcement proceedings and in removal.
Now, you do know you're under oath. Are you telling this committee under oath that 99% of the people who got on these planes in Afghanistan were vetted by our government before they got on that plane?
I want to be very clear because precision...
Because you're not.
No. Senator, if I may, you are asking me about planes from transit countries, the third countries...
I'm talking about people who got on the plane in Kabul airport.
No, I can't speak to that.
Well, that's okay, good. Of the 1.7 million people who've come here illegally, how many of them have been released into the country?
Senator, I can break that down to the best of my ability. Nearly 1 million, approximately, I would say 965,000, have been subject to expulsion under Title 42 of the United States Code.
Okay, that gives us how many left?
I believe approximately 40,000 have been removed under our immigration authorities that we in the Department of
Okay,
Homeland
slow down. Where does that get us to, like 840,000 people?
No. Approximately 965,000 were expelled.
Okay.
Approximately 40,000 have been removed. Approximately 125,000 unaccompanied children have been transferred to the custody and the shelter of Health and Human Services. The balance are, to the best of my knowledge, in immigration enforcement proceedings. Where
So what does that leave us? How many people are still here? Of the 1.7 million, how many people are still here?
I would estimate approximately 375,000 are
Still here.
Yes.
Okay.
Senator. That is my best estimate.
Do you believe that if you have an immigration hearing and there's a final order of deportation, that person should be removed?
I do.
Okay. Why is 1 million people still here after they get a final order of deportation?
Senator Graham, as I responded to...
Well, is the system working?
Oh, the immigration system is broken, has been broken.
Well, let me just say this. It's really broken if 1 million people have been ordered to leave and they haven't left. Do you believe that the Remain in Mexico policy instituted by the Trump administration is cruel?
As it was implemented, I do.
Do you support permanently doing away with the Remain in Mexico policy?
I do.
Do you think that will increase illegal immigration if we do?
I do not, because of the other efforts that we have underway.
You just watched Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news channel, now in more than 70 million homes. You can get Newsmax TV on your cable system or check your cable guide. And if your system doesn't carry Newsmax, call them, tell them you want Newsmax TV, because we're real news for real people.